Assalamualaikum guys, my name is Sadia and today we will discuss about the topic of wildlife of Pakistan, that is wildlife conservation, and also discuss about the causes and effect of wildlife depletion. First one is, what is wildlife conservation? Wildlife conservation is the protection of animal and plant species and their habitat. And the causes of wildlife depletion included two main factors. First one is natural factor and second is human factor. Natural factor occur usually at the slow rate than the human factor and cause the low extension rate, but human activity occur at faster rate and cause a high extension rate. Next, climate, heating and cooling. Some species live in a specific climate condition such as temperature and rainfall pattern. Any change in climate of an area can affect the entire ecosystem. Example is polar bear. Polar bear's primary habitat in sea ice. Polar bear has lost its habitat due to climate changes. Natural disasters included change in sea levels or current, volcanic eruption and forest fire. Acid rain. Acid rain that also included the natural factor. And acid rain increase the acidity of soil, which can affect both plant and animal life. It can also disturb the river and lake to the lethal level. Diseases. Diseases kill human and animal alike. The Ebola virus killed 5,000 critically endangered species western gorillas between 2002 and 2003. Invasive species. What is invasive species? Invasive species invade foreign territory. They use resources that the other species depend on. Once competition get too great, the survival of fittest plan will being, and one of the species, usually the natural one, will die off. Lower birth rate. Reproduction rate are naturally way of maintaining population equilibrium. Generally large mammals have longer lifetime and low birth rate, and smaller animals like rodent who do not live as long produce many litters in succession. And the example of low birth rate are female pandas ovulate only once a year, incepting for a short period of 2 or 4 days on average, which is the only time she is able to conceive. Low genetic diversity. Once a species start dwelling in numbers, there is smaller pools of available mates and thus lack genetic diversity. Example is cheetahs and koalas are known to have low genetic variation. This low genetic diversity make more than vulnerable and to disease and expression of negative genetic mutation. Human factor that also destroy the our wildlife, that is poaching and hunting. Poaching, which include the illegal killing, hunting and capturing of wildlife for sale. It is the biggest threat to wildlife after habitat destruction. All type of hunting have led to extinction of species. Lead habitat destruction. Natural habitat is ruined because of human activities like construction work, extension of agriculture work, destruction of forest, etc., which result in bad effect in animal habitat, food cycle, climate, and reproduction progress. Rhinoceros is hunted for its horn. Pollution. Toxic waste enter the food chain and result in decrease in their population. Man and wildlife conflict. Man and wildlife conflict is a direct result of habitat destruction, where the animal wander into human habitat in search for prey and thus end up being killed. Effect of wildlife depletion. What? Food chain and ecosystem. Everything in natural world is connected. All animals have important role in the ecosystem. When ecological balance is disturbed, then ecosystem also disturbed. Upsetting the balance of nature. A keystone species is important to an ecosystem. The grizzly bear is the keystone species to forest ecosystem. Without grizzly bear, the forest ecosystem could be collapsed. Reduction in the rare wildlife animal. As a result of depletion wildlife, our kid would not unable to see some endangered species that are just one generation away from extinction. Impact on biodiversity. When we lose animals or plants through extinction, we also lose our biodiversity. Danger to animal life. Animal help to fertilize the soil with their dungs and also help make the soil air so that plants can grow better without animals. Plant will not able to grow healthily. Animal extinction will cause the downfall of us human. Loss of genetic information. Gene pool for scientists to carry breeding programs and other experiment decline due to the extinction of species. Beauty of earth. Wildlife is the beauty of our earth. By destroying the wildlife, we also destroy the beauty of earth. Wildlife of Pakistan, endanger animals in Pakistan and endanger plants in Pakistan. First one is fauna of Pakistan, that is markhor, crane, gulls, flying squirrel, Balochistan bears, snow leopard, crocodile, Indus River, dolphin and green turtle. Flora of Pakistan, mangrove forest, Aphidera, Procera and Cadrus dudara. Why wildlife safe? Endangered species must be protected and saved so that future generation can experience their presence and their value. Medicinal use. Plants and animals are responsible for a variety of useful medication. In fact, about 40% of all prescriptions written today are composed of the natural compound of the different species. Example, snake venom as a cure. Bears may hold as a cure for the kidney diseases. Agriculture. There are an estimated 80,000 edible plants in the world. Humans depend only 20 species of these plants such as wheat, corn, etc. to provide 90% of world food. Wildlife relatives of these common crops contain essential disease resistant materials. They also provide humans with the means to develop new crops that can grow in adequate land such as in pure soil or drought stricken area to help to solve the world hunger problem. Americans spend more than $18 billion simply to watch only wildlife. And next is how we can conserve our wildlife. First one is love toward mother natures and animals. Second is limited industrial activities. Third one is reserve forest. Fourth one is studying their habitat. If we know what they need to survive, it will be easier to protect their habitat. And last is avoid throwing plastic into river and sea. Marine wildlife such as turtle, whales, dolphin confuse plastic with their food. When ingested, their digestive tract may be blocked and they may be die for this strike. And last one is conclusion. Forest and wildlife are renewable natural resources, and if all programs are effectively executed in a few decades, flora and fauna will start nourishing. It calls for a very individual to take the responsibility to do the best he and she can to restore the natural creation, so we can better participate by taking good care of our environment as we consider the generation to come. By doing providing a healthy environment, life of animal will be boosted. Thank you for watching and subscribe this channel for more videos.